6:15. We will call the regular council session to order at 6:15. If we can get everybody to head to their seats, we will get started. Yeah, I've got my little lapel. So, all right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular council session. So we will start with the invocation, followed by the pledge of citizen comments. Stephen's going to lead us in the invocation. If we could all stand, please.
Gracious God, we just thank you for today. We thank you that you're here. And God, we pray that as we go through this meeting that you would be here and that you would guide us, give us ears to hear and eyes to see you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, start with pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America,
Texas, please. Texas flag.
Yeehaw for Roxanne.
15, yes, ma'am. Yeah, I had a good friend of mine I flew with. I call him my little redneck buddy because he's out of South Carolina, and he's got one of them yeehaws. But told me that she can turn any phrase or any statement into a country song by adding yeehaw, by God, or get her done. And it becomes a country song. So there you have it. Okay, citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for members of the public to suggest addition of topics for discussion or to address topics of interest with a presentation limited to 3 minutes, please. All speakers conduct themselves in an orderly and lawful manner. All speakers will be recognized prior to speaking and will announce their name and address to be included in the minutes. State law prohibits the mayor and members of council from commenting on any statement or engaging in dialogue without an appropriate agenda item being posted in accordance with the Texas open meeting laws. Ms. Denise, good evening.
There we go. My name is Denise Seibert. I live at 114 Great West Loop. I want to thank you for helping the people in California with the fire that we just were talking about, the workshop. I grew up around that area, and to see those places all burned, we went through there this last summer. So I'm also as concerned as Dorothy is about this audit thing because of the Senate bill, because I go to the Capitol all the time. And, you know, we got that March deadline. I do appreciate Mary and everybody in the staff that has been working hard to try and find everything, try and get everything together. I know it all takes time, but like Dorothy says, you know, if we can get a little more help in there, I don't know, would that help? I'm also hoping that you're thinking about the 250th celebration, maybe just a gathering at the firehouse. I didn't even look up when July 4th is, so. But maybe we can do just something as a city, maybe a flag, a special flag or something. And we got to remember, we thank you, Dennis Baldwin, for everything you've been doing for us, for how you've served us so well, that during this time you've been here and you've gotten things going. And I know you'd be leaving in May. We'd be gone in April. So thank you, sir, for everything you've gotten going for this community. And I'm done. Thank you.
You ain't got to go, but get out. Thank you, ma'am. For those that don't have a trusty iPad next to them and live in it like I do, it is a Saturday this year. Okay. All conveniently situated. Okay, Maria. You're not Maria. Are you reading for Maria?
No.
She had to leave.
Okay,
Maria
so
had
I'm
to
next
leave.
after Maria. I am Maria.
Well, no,
Spanish,
this is
Maria.
okay. So I have Maria down here for citizens comment, but she's not here. So I have her email, so I will reach out to her and see if we can do anything for her. So that's all I have. Okay, let's see.
You have a comment?
Yeah, did you have something, or you just thought I was calling on you? Duck, duck, goose? Okay, okay. All right, moving on then. Consent agenda. First up, minutes. We have the minutes for 26-005. Discuss, take appropriate actions for the minutes of regular session city council, which took place on January 13, 2026. Let's see, council, I will entertain a motion to accept those minutes. Okay, can I get a second, please?
And the 10th. Sam?
You can do both, or I didn't know if we had any additions, okay, so Sam to accept both January 13th and February 10th. So can I get a second for that, please? Okay, Bruce. Any discussion on those? Dorothy, did you have a chance to review
Yeah.
those and you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 5-0 on both of those. Thank you, council. Okay, first up, the ordinances. We're going to conduct a public hearing first for budget amendments recognizing revenues and expenditures for fiscal year 2025-26, carry forward for 24-25 revenue and expenditures. So I've got 1821. I will open the public hearing for our residents to speak if they so choose on those budget amendments. Okay, slow down. Don't everybody run up there at once. Okay, so it appears that we don't have anybody who wishes to speak, so I will close the public hearing at 1821. Write that in my notes. And we will move on to ordinance 26003, which is discuss and take appropriate actions for an ordinance approving the FY 25-26 budget amendments recognizing revenues and expenditures. This was discussed in the workshop for our residents that were not able to watch or were not here. 26003 recognizes TIFMAS funds from the California wildfires and the Kerrville severe weather. Original budget was $42,000, budget change of $30,510.05 for an amended budget of $72,510.05. Council, I will entertain a motion to.
Let me just clarify.
Yes, ma'am.
The $30,510 is from expenses that we incurred in 2025 that we just received the funds for this year. It's not the whole 72 for the fire and the Kerrville. It's just the 30,000 reimbursement from those
Correct.
two situations. Okay, yeah, so we incurred the expenses in 25 and we're recognizing the revenue in 26 because that's when we received it. So I would like to make a motion that we accept ordinance 26003, recognizing the revenue of $30,500.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Roxanne. And none opposed, 5-0 on that one. Thank you, council. All right, next up is ordinance 26004, discuss and take action on ordinance approving FY 25-26 budget amendment authorizing carry forward for the 24-25 revenue and expenditure account. This was also discussed during the workshop, and essentially what this is these are funds, correct me if I'm wrong, Mary, you're up there as well, funds that were not spent that are being essentially relocated back into the budget. So original budget is 75, the change is to 60,000 that was not spent for an amended budget of 135,000, I'm sorry.
For the park, and we'll make those adjustments to the ordinance.
Yeah, I was, so council, if somebody would like to make a motion to approve 26004 with the changes that were discussed, if that's still what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 26004, recognizing the $60,000 for Ansay Park improvements carried over from fiscal year 25, and that the ordinance be changed to recognize that they are for Ansay Park improvements, and that the one typo at the very beginning on law be corrected.
Okay, can I get a second on that?
I'll second.
Thank you, Roxanne. Council, any additional discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, 5-0 on that one as
And I'll
well.
just point out that that whole $135,000 is for Ansay Park. We budgeted 75 this year, budgeted 60 last year, and it may even need to be a little bit more depending upon what our engineering firm and Parks and Recs determines.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, next up is ordinance 26005. Let me pull that out because I got my paperwork out of order here. So ordinance 26005 is an adjustment to our impoundment of animals, which is section 2.01.007. Essentially, there was to summarize, the ordinance was changed after the wording in it was probably not the best wording. It used the word dispose, so we took a look at it. It has been adjusted. Council, before you is the recommended changes. Makes it a little bit more clear and a little bit less aggressive, I think is probably a good word for it. So I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance 26005, which is in amending chapter 2, animal control.
Anybody? I'll make a motion
Okay.
to accept ordinance 26005, amending our impoundment of animals ordinance.
Okay, council, can I get a second?
Second.
I'll second.
I think Bruce beat you to it, just mainly because of the satellite bounce time lag with the space-time continuum. So any additional discussion? I just made that up. I watch too much TV.
We know.
Any additional discussion, council? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, 5-0 on 26005. Thank you. Okay, for those keeping score at home again, ordinance 26006 is on the agenda. However, after discussion, we are not prepared to take any action on that one at this time. We're not really sure that we need to. That is for the Quail Loop septic variance. So council, at your discretion, I'll.
Why don't we table it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I will accept a motion to table that. If that's what council would like to do.
Yeah, and the action is it's going back to P and Z to change the wording in our ordinance to eliminate the half-acre requirement for septic systems. And then at that point, this variance will not be required. So table, but it may never come back to us. Okay.
That table's going to Goodwill.
I'll second if you need a second on
All right,
the
I have
table.
Sam in the primary and Dorothy with the second. Council, any additional discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, 5-0 on that one. Okay, next up is resolution 26005. Discuss and take appropriate action on memorandum resolution to appoint Kim Helka as the vice chair of the library board. For those that are not familiar, this has come to council a couple times, and we are just now, quite frankly, getting our ducks in a row as far as the appropriate paperwork. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. Council, I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution 26005, appointing Kim Helka as vice chair.
I'll make a motion. We accept resolution 26005 as printed.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Got to go fast.
Yeah, Stephen with the second on that one. Any additional discussion? Yeah. Any additional discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0 on that one. All right, 26008 is discuss and take appropriate action on memorandum resolution to authorize the ACM CFO Mary to serve as a designated officer under Texas Local Government Code 105.011 to initiate the competitive solicitation process for the city depository banking services. Dennis, you want to summarize that one for me so I don't butcher it?
Yes, this is required by state law that we go through this process, and to start it off is designated an officer from the governing body. So upon the approval of this, that will officially kick off the process of looking at different banks as well as the one we're currently using, and finding out what council wants to do as far as depositing city funds in it.
then we don't have to do it again for 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Unless we so choose. And then there's a corresponding resolution that's going to be needed that we will probably have to go outside the city for this bank because this city does not have a bank.
Yeah, it requires a policy to be adopted by the governing body because we don't have a bank, and yes, because we're going outside, and it specifically requires that. It'll be coming next week, most likely.
Okay.
Okay, council, I'll accept a motion to adopt resolution 26008.
I'll make a motion to accept 26008, appointing Mary as authorized to go out for bid on our bank, depository banking services.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Roxanne, you made it.
Which one?
I heard Sam on the,
Oh, which one?
yeah, I got Sam on that one.
Oh, okay.
All right, any additional discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? 5-0 on that one. All right, resolution 26009, discuss and take appropriate action on the memorandum resolution to accept a rural VFD assistance program grant in the amount of 10,000.
Second.
Oh,
Question,
yes, sir.
would it be appropriate to do that resolution for out-of-town banking at this meeting?
No, sir, I don't have the wording, and since it's going to be a policy adoption requirement, I'll have that, I'll send it out to you this week so you can consider it before you actually adopt it.
And it's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
Has to be more specific.
Okay, resolution 26009, discuss and take appropriate action on the memorandum resolution to accept the rural VFD assistance program grant in the amount of $10,000 and to authorize the city manager to execute any and all documents related to the said grant. Chief Sibley was not available for the workshop. He is here with us now, so Chief, we'll give you just a couple minutes to say anything you would like to say on that grant, and go.
Like you said, it's a $10,000 training equipment grant specifically for training equipment. It is $10,000, 100% reimbursement. Is that cut and dry?
We spend it and they pay us back.
We spend $10,000, they cut us a check for $10,000.
You already have that in your budget.
I do not have the $10,000 in my budget
An
under training.
expense of 10,000, or nothing's in there.
I do have training budget. I don't think I have $10,000 in my training budget.
Okay,
right
so
now.
this will be an additional budget item on both sides. So net zero, but increase in expense, increase in revenue. Okay.
And we've already talked about what we would use to purchase it, and we've got it lined out. So as soon as anything is decided, we will pull the trigger and get it done this year, this fiscal year.
It's for training equipment or
Training
training classes?
training equipment.
Council, any other questions? Roxanne, any questions for Chief?
Nope, I'm ready to approve.
All right, you go, girl.
It's yours.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, council, I'll entertain a motion to accept resolution 26009 with for the rural VFD assistance program grant. Yeah, Roxanne, we're waiting on you.
Roxanne,
Okay, it's my turn. I move to accept resolution 26009 and to accept a rural VFD assistance program grant in the amount of $10,000.
no match.
And we authorize the city manager to execute that.
Okay, and Stephen with a second. Council, any additional discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
5-0. Thank you, council. Thanks, chief. Resolution 26010, discussion take appropriate action memorandum resolution to reappoint EDC board members, Scott, Greg, and Ted for another 2-year term. This is another one that has come before council in the past. It's essentially just cleaning things up and making sure that we get all the documentation in place. So council, I will accept a motion to accept resolution 26010 for the appointment of the EDC board members.
I'll make the motion that we accept 26010 as printed, with those 3 appointed to the EDC.
Can I get a
I'll
second?
second.
And Dorothy with a second. Roxanne, she didn't even give you a chance on that one.
Sorry, I was just keeping it going.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I want to thank, I would like to just do a quick thank you for them for serving for the past 2 years and being willing to continue.
Right.
And the same with the library board chair, Kim Helka, just to thank them for their service.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my discussion.
Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, 5-0 on that one. Last resolution up is 26012, which is discuss and take appropriate action on a memorandum resolution to authorize the city to enter into an agreement allowing the application for the Homeland Security Grant. This was discussed during the workshop for those that were not here or did not or weren't able to watch it. You're catching up later. So this grant is for the Aqua Eye Pro Command system, which essentially is going to go towards or go to the dive team. It's a system that will help them more efficiently and more rapidly, safely, I might add too. I don't think we discussed that. Do what they do in the water. What you got, sir?
Okay,
You want-
just a real quick for the people who weren't here for the workshop.
Get you some more steps in.
Thank you.
They're baby steps.
Oh,
Little
Jimbo.
steps.
So bad.
Oh, you guys don't know what I take at the station. I get to throw it back sometimes.
I'm very nice at the station.
Okay.
So we're trying to get Aqua Eye Pro Command. It's a handheld underwater sonar system. Actually, the package we're trying to get, it comes with two. Good thing about it is it's GPS capable. So once we find a target, which is assisted by AI, so once they start scanning, it sends out the like same thing as a submarine or a whale, like little infrared pulses. The AI interprets those pulses when they come back as either a tree, a car, or a human. And once it sees a human, it marks in a circle, marks on GPS, sends it back to the command staff, and then they can mark it and have divers down on there. It's supposed to, and we've been training with it and demonstrating it down at Stillhouse Lake during dive training. Increase speed up recovery times of up to 90%. It also is a diver safety thing. We're not having diver right now when we go look for a body or a vehicle. We either have to do it by side scan sonar, which is a fishing sonar, which takes forever because you have to try to interpret it if it's a tree or something like that. But this will get them out of the water where we can just have a couple divers in, hopefully speed it up the process instead of doing the old ways. As of right now, when we have even a body in a cove, it can take up to a day and a half, even if we know like a 50-foot area or a 50-yard area. With this, it'll take seconds to minutes. So, yes, Ms. Jenkins.
So it comes from the Department of Homeland. I don't think you're on. Can you use it?
Yes, Homeland Security encompasses more than just law enforcement. It's also for natural disasters.
FEMA.
FEMA. Yep. So this is what we're applying for. Would be under natural disasters like floods. Yeah, we can use it for that too. Yeah.
Our dive team, for those of you that don't know, are completely volunteers. And they don't just serve Morgan's Point or just Lake Belton, they serve the whole region. We go to different lakes.
Yep, we go.
They're well recognized. And this grant is a 100% grant. There's no matching by the city. And what I've read about this is, yeah, it'll take a 2-day search down to maybe 30 minutes. And they don't have to be diving down. It goes down to, I think, 10 meters.
Yeah. So you take it. There's different techniques. It actually goes further than that. It requires the divers to go to a certain depth, and then it's a whole bunch of angles that go into play.
Okay.
But basically, what they do is they get down there and they start mapping. There's a screen, and they start gridding it out. And the whole idea would be to do a whole 360. The good thing about having two is they can kind of start overlapping, and then the command center starts putting that picture together with the two overlapping.
It's stated, it is the latest and greatest
Yes, ma'am.
in sonar right now.
I think the only change is we want to make a little wording that you brought up earlier to the resolution, but other than that,
Oh, right.
I hope we get it. Yeah, it's only for water.
We also have a very nice letter from the interim chief of police in Temple supporting it, and he's on the dive team.
Sure. Any other questions, concerns, side remarks? No? There we go, Larry. Thank y'all for y'all's time.
Thank you.
What about a submarine? When do we get a submarine? Yeah, if you never, if you don't scuba, I tried my hand at it with the FDPD training, and yeah, it's a beautiful lake until you get under the water.
Right.
And then it gets awful murky, awful fast. So this system is just going to complement the boats and the divers. So, okay, so 26012, council entertain a motion to accept resolution 26012, which is the Homeland Security grant for the dive team equipment.
Can we make a motion to approve it, but then to add the words that something to the effect of, it's not anticipated that the city will be required to put in any funds? Because right now it says that the city will provide matching funds.
Accept that amendment.
Okay. Yep.
Dorothy, you're going to second it with those changes in?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So just essentially remove the matching funds portion?
No, we
No, no.
can't remove that because he
Oh,
said
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
the language that's required to get the grant. So I'm asking for just an extra sentence to clarify,
Okay.
because otherwise it says we're going to match. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, person that matters, do you have all that? Sort of? Okay. All right, any additional discussion, council? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Roxanne, I am so sorry, I keep cutting you off.
I
Okay,
said aye.
yeah, no, I got you, I keep talking over you, so, okay. That's approved 5-0, so, okay, that's regular business items. We will jump down now to the city manager update. Dennis, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, City Council. I'm gonna ask, there's a lot of things I was gonna talk about, but I was talking to BJ today, and he's right in the thick of it, so I'm gonna ask BJ to come up and kind of give us an update on some of the buildings to include. Donna mentioned the marina, so you can throw that in there as well. And also talk about City Hall and the things we've done and what we're getting ready to do as well.
So yeah, some of the, I'm sure y'all seen the sidewalk is kicked off. They laid concrete yesterday. So that's a moving forward progress. That's a TxDOT project, so they're inspecting it. They're taking the lead on it. PMR Roofing was here 2 weeks ago. Dia, help me out. 2 weeks ago, I think. They did the roof on City Hall. They will be here this weekend to paint City Hall, and then back next Tuesday to put the gutters back on. The Marina office contract was signed, or the proposal was signed today by Dennis and sent back to them, so I will try to get a hold of them tomorrow to get a start date,
Oh, fantastic.
to get that done. And then I think that's most of the building stuff.
You said there's something on your building out there.
They came today and replaced a window in one of the doors. They put new screens on Ronnie's office today. That was just some minor stuff that was on their list from the tornado. But I think we're almost, once we get the paint done, the gutters back on, and the marina done, I think we're finished. I hope. And I want to thank Dia. She has put a lot of time and effort into helping me get through these projects. So we're getting there.
Thank you, Dia.
Okay, Mayor, Council, you're gonna have next week a briefing on sirens. I'll just kind of bring you up to speed on what's been happening behind the scenes. We had 2 of them that needed upgrading. One of them wasn't functioning. The other one doesn't have the capacity to do what we wanted it to do. And we can go into a little bit more to it next week, but I wanna, was it like 18,000? $17,000 to get those repaired. It's, obviously it's a safety issue, notifications key, especially given the severe weather, but also don't forget the fire hazard that we've been trying to get not only awareness of it. As a reminder, I might add, please sign up for Code Red if you haven't. Ask your neighbors too, family, anybody that lives here, church groups.
I noticed something. I signed up for Code Red, but the program follows you around. So for instance, when I was in Arizona, it was going to warn me about Arizona weather.
Oh, yeah.
I would really prefer to know if my house is still here after a tornado.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that something, Matt, that,
It's an addition, following you around is just an additional thing. Address, and it is for your address as well, but it also is for your.
okay.
So we would hear about 2 locations, is what you're saying? Oh, thank you.
Okay, just really important to get more information out on that, and since I'm there, Dia, have we got that campaign kicked off yet? Or, okay.
We received a flyer
Yep.
just today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, and we included a QR code to try to simplify.
Well, thank you, appreciate it.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, Shute mentioned we also added.
Good.
Can't stress it enough. It's public safety 101. You got to get notified on some of these things, and the two things we just talked about, fire and severe weather, are probably, and in that order, are probably the biggest threats that we face here. So please take the opportunity to sign up if you haven't, and encourage others to do the same. The siren, that one of the things we don't have, and we're going to go into it again next week, but there is an opportunity to go ahead and place another one further down on Mortgage Point Road, closer to where Camp Kachina would be, if you will. That area of town does not, or is not able, from what the residents are telling us, they're not able to hear the sirens going off. So we're going to, when we did a test, I think that was not too long ago. So definitely something that we want to come back and talk to you all about. So that will be again next week. But the two we have, we've got everything's executed on it. We're just waiting for them to come and take care of it, or?
Waiting for the parts to come in.
Yeah.
And
And it's federal?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That's about $17.
17,000.
Is that in the budget?
Well, we're gonna have to take it out of the budget. It's come out of the city manager contingency, because it's gotta be done.
Yeah.
And, in fact, even the other one might be, but that needs to come to council first for discussion, to make
Okay.
sure you're all comfortable with it.
Okay.
The thing of it is, there's probably, I think we've talked about it, and again, we'll know more next week, but, probably more like 4 overall. And it's a sole source, and by that I mean there's only one source, it's federal system. We have to authorize representative here, so it's not like we can just go out and just grab somebody else and slip it in there. It's gonna have to be an authorized representative for the system we have. With that said, I want to let you know what's on the horizon, and that's one of the important things along with Code Red. Water wells, we're gonna be talking about that next week. The engineers have been working, and I think they're ready for us to come back and have a discussion at the staff level. And so that is moving forward. To what extent, we haven't got a brief. I think it's supposed to be next Monday. The John Ensay Park, we've been talking about it a little bit. I want to highlight some of the other parks, and that's, let's go with Clapus Park. We just got the renewal completed through the Corps of Engineers recently, and staff did a wonderful job across the board. Very proud of them. And that said, there was a few things that came up. We have a fuel tank in the restrooms at the marina that's in the flowage easement, and they're wanting us to ask for their consent to have it placed there. There's certain requirements. I think, Ronnie, I don't think the tank's actually anchored down, is it?
It's just gotta be anchored down.
Yeah. So there's some things, it's nothing really major, but we're trying to make sure we follow the rules with what Corps of Engineer has laid out. So that's something we'll be working on. And so that's one. Smith Park's another one. You remember having that briefing a while back. It's been quite a few months ago. But that right there was sent to Corps of Engineers, and they said for them to consider if there's a few things we have to do. That has been shared with staff, and we'll be working forward on that, moving forward on that. And basically, it's a site map, land survey, what you cut, what you take out, you gotta put back in. It's gotta be a net zero when it's all said and done, when you're on core land. Things like that we'll have to deal with. There's a couple of structures out there. I guess there's apparently some concrete base to it. So that will have to nose it out. Either if it stays, it's gonna have to be a part of our proposal for our development plan. In either case, that's where that's at now, and we'll resubmit it but they want more information before they approve it. The John N. State Park, one thing I did want to mention is the park committee tomorrow night, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, so far so good. We have the concept plan. I saw the draft today. They're trying to run down a few numbers for the cost. Once I think it's going to be Travis is going to show up, and he's going to present it to the committee, get their input, and if they green lighted saying, okay, let's go ahead and send this to council, then it will be coming to you all on the 17th for consideration. What would be nice is if we can get a resolution to adopt that plan. And that way, as money becomes available, remember, this is a conceptual plan that's phased in over time, and it's no sense coming this back and forth trying to get permission to the next phase when you've already adopted the plan.
So Parks and Rec will get the plan tomorrow, and you'll approve it, and then
They'll
it'll come to
recommend
us.
approval.
No, but I mean, you will agree to bring it to council. Okay, yeah. Or not.
Yeah.
Or with modifications. Okay, so
And-
whatever Parks and Rec comes up with is what we'll see on the 17th. Okay.
And if it comes through, it should be by resolution, so we know what the plan is moving forward, from council to council, staff to staff member, they all know what the end game is and can plan accordingly. And that's the whole purpose of a resolution. The Rogers Park, we're not to the point where they're gonna get back with us, and we're not to the point of actually entering any kind of serious discussion. They had some things to run down. I haven't gotten any feedback on it, but they also let us know they are short of staff, so things are not gonna happen very fast in that regard.
Is there any thought to what possible things we might do with it?
You know, we've had that discussion offline. What we would recommend to council at this stage, find out first if we can get it, but two is do a request for proposal and get vendors to send it out, get it in the newspaper, and give it some adequate time for people to look at what you've got and see what they could come up with, and let their pocket stream, basically their money, help fund whatever improvements you're gonna do. The biggest problem with that particular park is it's not in bad shape. I think, BJ, you told me the road isn't that bad, but it is something that we don't want to be on the hook for moving forward. So what we're trying to do is say, you declare a baseline for us then, as it is when we take it, and that's our standard. We shouldn't have to, as a city, keep adding money to it for improvements, and now, we're on the hook for it for years to come.
Yeah, I'm not a road expert, BJ. I think the road's in bad shape. I mean, one car can get by at a time. There's gaps that if your tire goes off there, you either have a flat tire or you're stuck until somebody pulls you out. I mean, it is not in good shape. I don't know if you've taken
I
your
haven't been
truck
back
down
to it.
that road.
No.
But, I'm sorry?
It's rough.
It's unsafe,
But if we can get them to,
especially at night.
but if the Corps would put that at a baseline, and then let's say we had a grader come by and just, level it out for us, and we could put rock, whatever. We need that baseline established by them so they don't try to move the goalpost later on. Otherwise, you're just, you're allocating.
Might need a bid on that road, is
Well,
what I'm saying.
But, yeah, it might be.
Oh, I'm just talking about the one off of County Road, the one off of Morgan's Point Road. The main entrance, yeah.
Because the other second entrance is way treacherous than the first one.
Exactly. I think that's gravel.
Well, it's not gravel, it's asphalt.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah, loose asphalt.
And the other thing is, in the sense of parks, that goes back to your question, Sam, is a park master plan needs to be updated. It's 10 years old. And for us to be able to look for funding sources, especially big dollars, they're gonna ask for that plan, and we don't wanna show them something that's 10 years old.
Yeah.
So it's been provided to the engineers, architectural engineering firm, KPA, and when we get a little bit further along, we'll have to find a way to fund that update. But I think there's a lot of it in there that's really still pretty good.
There might be a grant to update our.
Well, and that's the whole,
Yeah.
and that's what we had the discussion early on. They're saying, the first thing they're gonna ask for, so you probably should go ahead and think about doing it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it'd be the right move But right now,
And the COG can probably help us with a grant on that.
they might, they
Yeah.
might. So we'll go ahead and be looking at that through KPA as well. And speaking of KPA, different topic though, drainage, we're about to the point where we should be able, you've already moved the money from last year to this year, so we got $100,000. The drainage study, there's gonna come to you next week, and that's about 60-some thousand, low 60s. But it needs to be done, and that way we've got a plan we can adopt and use from that point forward. That's, again, updated. And I think that's it for KPA. The only thing I really don't have for you today is the permits where we're at on the water wells, but that's something we are working on. And
Do we know how deep the well has to be?
it's going to go down, I don't remember the aquifer, I'm going to mess up the name, it starts with an H, something, Husson or something like that. It's at the, it's down, way down. It's not like the one, we got one voluntary annexation that's being discussed. That's only like, what, I don't know, 600 feet or something. It's not that bad. These are really deep. They're in the couple thousand range, I think. So it's not something they're gonna do quick. It's gonna be a long-term drilling episode. I'm sure it's gonna, and they don't just drill during 8 hours a day. They're gonna drill throughout the night, and what have you, so, in a lot of cases. And other than that, you seen the website, they're still slowly moving in the right direction. Dia, again, I know we mentioned her earlier, she's doing a really good job trying to make it work better, and we're trying to tighten our internal procedures to where we can get things out faster without a lot of glitches in the system. So thank you again, Dia, for a job well done. Really appreciate it. And she'll be bringing what you talked about last week, or last meeting, we talked about, would you be interested in doing a roundup program? We changed the name, and we changed it, we're recommending a change, I should say. What's the name? Because Roundup could be, like she said, it could be a spray you kill things with, or it could be like in law enforcement, they call Roundup as in like we go around rounding up people for outstanding warrants. So I like her idea. If you all go along with it, that's what it will be called. We want to try to restrict those funds so they can't be used for anything else, so the residents know when that money goes in there, it's for helping those in the most need. Staff's developed some criteria. She's in the lead of that. So we'll give you a brief on that next week as well. And I think, just remember, on the horizon, the elections are coming up. Do you have the dates on that for the next phase? Here? About the Bell County elections that's going on right now.
For the,
Use of this building.
April, like 20th.
April, was it? You have the dates for that?
I don't have them with me, but
Okay.
I know we have our.
Well, okay. Well, you can highlight that if you want, just remind me. Yeah. And I should say that Kelly's doing a great job. They have been saying, they being the county, is saying how smooth things are going, and they really appreciate how everything's getting worked out at her end. So she's a star to them as well. You got anything else for us?
No, I go from typing to like.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't put you on it. The bottom line is, I think it's like the first Saturday in May, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And it will be here, correct? Yes.
Yes.
All right, other than that, that's pretty much where we're at. There's a lot of different things going on, but I do think that you're in a pretty good spot. It's just never going to stop. You still have the roads. We talked about the use of these monies. The money's there, but my recommendation is don't spend the money until after you get those audits in. That's the same thing we talked about beforehand when council approved the budget. Just hold off. It won't change anything, and you won't have to worry. The state hasn't really been on us for anything because they see what we're doing. In fact, the governor's office has been involved with our office as well. So I think you're fine. I think what you need to do is just be ready to rock and roll when that last audit hits, because there's not only that, you got the DDOC, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Refloat. That's got to be done, and we're on a
Both of them,
timeline.
right? D and E, right?
D and E both. Yes.
D and E, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
but D for now, and then see how much money we have, and again, those audits will help you a lot. We've got the preliminary information, but it's not audited, and we still needed 25 to give us the final number. But I did notice that they were talking about the revenues weren't striking like they should have in the utility billing, for example. And that's one of the ones that staff called recently, and that was independent of one another. So that's good news. So they're paying attention, and I think
So
that's.
did you ever get that quantified? You brought that up last time, that there were some issues with some permits that were truncating to the thousands in our water bills?
It was they leaving off little numbers,
Yep.
1 and up to 2, and you have the actual customers that's affected by it yet?
Okay.
Gotten to the point where forward, we're
Okay.
just going fast. We do have the numbers.
How many gallons?
I would have to do this.
Oh, okay.
We do have it.
Okay. No, you can send it to us later. Okay. Okay.
And right now, what we're looking at doing is fix the here and now. We know, Neil and I have talked, of course, there's the Public Utility Commission that regulates how those back dollars have to be, can be recovered, and the timing and what have you. So we'll work through his office, we'll work through staff, and we'll get, there's a lot of steps that's involved in that process. But right now, we're just trying to get it, to right the ship the way it should be. And we know what the problem is. She's working on the coding and with FundView, and hopefully it gets resolved fairly soon.
I had a couple follow-up questions on the sidewalk.
Okay.
I would like to formally request that we look into the procedures that are needed to put a four-way stop at 4 corners before the crosswalk is put in. I don't know if that's a 6-month project or a 3-month project, but can we start that investigation as to what it takes to get a 4-way stop at that corner?
You know what we can do? First of all, there's no way, the scope, the contract's already awarded, so that's not gonna change that part of it.
Yeah, it won't be a
But-
part of that contract.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But what we can do is, BJ, you've got somebody, what's his name, the guy that we talked to last time on this project from the Waco office?
Michael Yates.
May-
Michael Yates is the county TxDOT engineer.
Why don't you ask him to give us, see if we can set something up maybe in the next couple of weeks to have a discussion. It's their intersection, they'll decide what they're gonna do, but we can definitely see what we need to do to make that proposal. And then we'll have to have something from the governing body if we do that, to recommend it and support it for that purpose. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I don't either. I just
Yeah.
want to start the process
Yeah.
because I don't know how long it's going to take. And we really can't have a crosswalk without stopping the traffic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, and that's your best time to make that
Yeah,
argument,
exactly.
yeah.
And the other question about the sidewalk is, I know you are working hard with TxDOT and making sure everything's on track. Have you had to value re-engineer anything on that grant yet? Or are
Well,
we
yeah,
on track?
We are on track financially, so we're not on the hook for anything, but the problem is we had to cut a lot of that. It's value engineering, yes, we had to cut back a lot. We had,
Can you give us an update on what, you don't have to
I
do it
don't-
right this second?
I can just tell you from what the big number was
Okay.
$600,000 over, and we ended up cutting back the lighting. You'll still have it, you just won't have as much. I did request, I don't know if they're gonna do it or not, because it was an ask, to have it where it was stubbed out. So as funding was coming in, or maybe a second phase somewhere else, we can dovetail in and knock that out too. They didn't give me the answer, and I don't know if that request ever resonated in anybody's mind. But that was what the problem was. We were able to do just about everything. The other's two issues. That was one, and the vault was the other one along the roadway there.
What's the vault?
That's the big concrete, almost looks like a, what do you call it, a gravesite vault. Tomb. There we go. Mausoleum. It's right there at Lake Forest, and where it tees off 2483, right across the road there, back up to the fence. There's a big old concrete vault. They were thinking it was ours, and we spent round and round on that one. But ultimately, we had enough information that went back to them, and they said, okay, and they left it alone, because they were going to have us pay to fix that. Well, it turned out they realized it was theirs, not ours, and so we didn't have to do that. It was they installed it, I guess, years ago.
Well, yeah, if you could just keep us.
That's it, the only
informed.
thing that really came up that was really huge. But I also, well, and the other thing is, if you notice, the sidewalk's not 10 foot down through, from Chebrante up. There's, because of the space they have there, there's a variance there, and it will widen up the further out they get.
How
But
narrow will it be? Or how
I don't
wide
know.
will
What
it
was,
be?
how wide is that?
5 foot, so it's going from 10 foot.
Sobrante to where the fence ends at the church, it will widen 10 foot there and be 10 foot rest. 5 foot in front of Holly Oaks.
And it wasn't a,
Because by TxDOT regulations, they can't be.
so there wasn't value engineering on that.
Yeah, it was just
because of the,
practical. Yeah, I
that was
understand.
it, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, other than that, that was the biggest thing, but, yeah, let's just, in the next
One
couple.
more.
Question,
I have one more too.
is there a provision for trimming those trees? Because you can't walk on that sidewalk the way it is.
The trees will be trimmed. They have to be 10 foot, they'd have to be 10 foot.
Who's responsible for that?
Contractor doing the sidewalk. They have to have.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had another one, Dorothy?
Yeah, I did. It escaped my brain. Escaped my brain. I'll think
That's
of it.
okay. It happens to me too.
Yeah.
All right, so, but let's in about 2 or 3 weeks, see if we can line something up to have a good discussion, so we can at least leave that on a 14th tentatively for discussion about a proposal to what we can propose. And then if there's a likelihood that they're saying, which I would think they would be, a resolution from council, if we can come up with something. But let's talk to the engineers, see what we can come up with first before we get ahead of ourselves, and see what we can do. We're saying just tell us no. If you don't ask, you know what the answer is, no. Other than that, that's pretty much everything. Y'all have any questions?
Okay, we'll go once around the room as usual before we close out the regular session and go back into the workshop for executive session. Roxanne, I will start with you, so I don't cut you off.
Thanks for letting me attend. I wish we could get the mics to pick up a little better. It was real hard to hear. You might have seen me going like this, trying to get close to my mic. So that was the only trouble I had.
Was it my mic that's doing it?
No,
No.
it's the one at, when people go up to the podium.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dorothy.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. This is a great group. So appreciate you coming and being involved in the city.
Yeah, same thing. It's great to see everybody here tonight. Good crowd, and we like to see that, see the participation. Also, just keep your fingers crossed that we get some rain.
Stephen.
I think I'm excited to see what the future holds at Morgan's Point. We got a lot of good stuff that's headed our way, I think. So just everybody stay positive and patient.
Underline the last word.
Positive?
Patient.
Oh, positive.
Oh, positive.
Let's be positive.
Positive. Okay.
Sam.
I agree, and I'm glad to see we have a bigger crowd than usual. And I want to congratulate the mayor. We're quite efficient tonight.
Hey, that's, you know what, that's not me, that's, no, that's, that is you guys doing your homework, so kudos to you as well, I appreciate that, ready to rock and roll. So, as usual, I do have a couple things for our residents and council. First, I'm going to seal Donald Sunder meet and greet for the candidates. Don't forget that coming up on the schedule. More to follow on that one. The 16th at 6? Yeah. I will reiterate
What, is that March 16th? Jimbo, was that March 16th?
April.
April, okay, good, all right, very good.
And there's 6 candidates for 3
Three
openings.
positions, correct. I will reiterate the Code Red sign up. For those of you that signed up before we started the push again, I encourage you to go check it. And it's probably not a bad idea even to delete the app and reinstall it, because I was signed up previously, and I think I heard that there was something when they updated or upgraded, a lot of people got dumped. I was in fact dumped. I was not on there. So if you're a Code Red user, you should be, go back and double check just to make sure that you're still there, which dovetails into what I'm watching here on the radar. We've got some weather moving in this evening, so stay weather alert, weather vigilant, no need to panic. But we've got some pretty heavy stuff headed this way around 9 o'clock and then again after midnight. So go home, batten down the hatches, keep your deck chairs and everything tied down, and stay safe out there. So Residential Utility Assistance Fund, I'm going to call that the RUF. Just because I can remember, RUAF doesn't sound good, so I'm just going to go with RUF. So thank you all for being here. We certainly appreciate it. As always, if there's anything we can do, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I've got 19:10. We will adjourn the regular council session. Council take 5. We will re-adjourn into the workshop and go into executive session.